Hey, listening, Commander Cookout Podcast, episode 283. I'm Brando. Nah, fuck that up real bad. Fuck that up real bad. I forgot who we were. I forgot our names.
Forgot our name.
Our names.
Well, there it is.
Hey, listening, Commander Cookout Podcast, episode 283. I'm Brando. I'm here with Ryan. We're going to give you our special Seasons Beatings episode. Now, hit our theme song. The season's beatings have begun, Ryan. How you doing?
Oh, good. What is going down?
Whole ton is going down. We've got a special season's beatings list, not built by myself this year. I had a little medical procedure done that kept me from doing a whole lot over the last couple of days.
I've got your back, though. I've got your back on at least 10 seconds of the episode.
Oh, sick. Okay,
Yeah.
So we've got 10 seconds of episode coming up with Ryan. We're going to freewheel the rest of it. This deck was sent in by a wonderful Patreon supporter as a gift to us for Christmas, and we are delivering it to you as a special gift for Christmas.
Very, very Christmassy.
Yes, but before we get to any of that, we have to thank a great place to buy Christmas gifts if you're buying Christmas gifts still at this point. Get on that. Get on it quick. FusionGamingOnline.com. They're our official business daddies and they're your source for all your gaming needs.
Oh, yeah, very much so. Couple things. They have had, still do, not sure, a Christmas sale. You can get a discount there. You can use CCO Fusion 5 promo code at checkout if the thing that you want isn't Christmas sale item. Right? You can check out our recent top 5 in 5 gift guide if you're still looking for presents. Might be a little bit late. We do have links to a bunch of the stuff that we talk about there in the comments section or the write-up section for the gift guide.
Now, let me hit you with a order story.
Sure.
And a pup date to a story I told last week where I had an order that had an issue where there was a little bit of a card missing.
Uh-huh.
Christmas miracle. It was in the envelope when it showed up at my house.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
So, like, instead of just getting all the chaff that I made to make the shipping worth it, I actually got the card that I wanted as well. It was the Super Duper Duretti Ingenious Iconoclast from the full art
Mystical Archive one?
No, the super. It's like the Ultra Edition Planeswalker one.
He had Ultimate Instinct, Goku with white hair. He's white hair Duretti?
Yes,
Cool.
very cool.
I didn't know that there was a crossover for Dragon Ball Z.
Just this one card, and I'm happy I have it.
Okay, good. Well, there you go. Fusion, clutch when it counts.
That's right.
Just like the Nation. Now, we said that this deck came in as a sort of a gift. We did get lots of gifts and ideas and suggestions for Christmas episodes. Like Brando says, though, we kind of did run out of time just with other stuff that was...
Life is insane right now.
Life and Christmas and things like the Kickstarter just taking up the time that we usually have to put into the end of the year stuff. We did some extra top 5s. The Christmas episode is a bonus thing, all that kind of stuff. So today, though, we do have a special list. Of course, it's a Gruul list, green and red being the Christmas colors. Get your Gruul logs on the fire, right? There's the new turn of phrase.
Yeah, Merry Squish Mitt to everybody.
Very squishy mitt to everybody. This came in from our good friend, stayed with us in the Airbnb in Vegas, Mac.
We talked about him a couple weeks ago.
Couple weeks we did his deck. He sent this one in as well. We don't always like to do deck double ups like this because we want to give everybody a turn, but this one was one of the first ones that really spoke to us because
it has a delicious pun.
It has a delicious pun because it's Klauth Unrivaled Ancient, and this is Santa Klauth.
Yeah, if Klauth Unrivaled Ancient is too much of a mouthful for you, Santa Klauth.
Santa Klauth, and he's got his, in our case, 9 reindeer.
Yeah.
In our case especially, they're dragons.
Yes.
But we've thought up some ways to kind of theme the deck around the Christmas goings-on.
Yeah, because he's delivering to you something on Christmas. It might not be presents. It might be a fist in your butthole. But you know what? It's better than nothing.
Yep, he's got doorknobs in your stockings hanging by the fire.
Yep.
So in case Max Grandel comes over for some eggnog, you can hit him. We've got Season's Beatings.
Man, I hope nobody ever actually beats Max Crandell with a sweat sock with a pool ball in it. That would be, man, that would just be
unfortunate.
Well, unfortunate because like Max is a pretty good guy. He's like a 6 out of 10, maybe 7, maybe 7. But like,
you know what?
We would definitely get blamed for that. We would definitely get blamed for it, even if it had nothing to do with us.
I got this. This is a special time in CCO Nation and the world at large, and we're all full of warm and fuzzy, squishy, hairy feelings. Merry feelings, mind you. I'll be the first in CCO Nation to say Merry Christmas to Max Crandell.
I will not.
Oh, I'm going to wish him a very happy end to his 2021.
I will not.
And I'm going to say all the best in 2022. I hope I see him because the whole everything that's gone on over the last 2 years has prevented me from seeing him.
Oh, see, now I can't say that I will not because I also hope that happens. So way to ruin my streak, Ryan. Way to ruin the streak.
Well, we could start a new kind of streak with Klauth. Why don't you give him a read?
Speaking of streaks, that's what your opponents are going to be when Klauth is throwing them.
Fucking streak.
Klauth, the unrivaled agent, or Santa Klauth as we like to call him, is a 4/4 flying hasting dragon for red, green, 5. Whenever it attacks, you get X mana in any combination of colors where X is the total power among attacking creatures you control. And then you don't lose mana as phases end, and you can only use that mana to cast spells. What a restriction!
Oh my god, cast a spell?
What? I mean, I assume that they did that so you can't just swing in with like 20 power of guys and then just Kamal your whole team.
Well, they do that. They do that because they know like everything goes infinite with Hellkite Charger.
Yeah.
The dude that says when you attack you can pay 7 and you get an extra combat.
Just do it again.
They just know, right?
Yeah, they finally. When does that ever stop them?
Yeah, exactly. Well,
it's like the one time it stopped them. The one time.
You know what? I'm into it. I'm into them restraining themselves and making us be creative. And it's not like Klauth isn't powerful. And
sorry, that's.
Yeah.
It's not as if he's not powerful. He's fine.
This is very similar to Dragon Lord Gruul that gives you green, red when you attack.
Savage Ventmaw.
Oh, that's not a Dragon Lord? That's Savage Ventmaw. You're right.
It's an uncommon. An uncommon that does that.
Why? This is just a legendary version of that. Does it make you feel lazy?
Yeah.
Oh. Way to be negative. Well, here's the thing. Let's get into the spirit. We wished everybody a Merry Harry Squishmit and a Season's Beatings. And
Merry Fistmas,
we got our Gruul log on the fire behind us. You can't see it. It's just
if you're watching on YouTube, maybe you could. There might be a fire behind us. You'll never know unless you watch it on YouTube.
Yep. That's real life.
Joe works really hard on these videos anyways.
Yep.
Yeah, and you should always appreciate people for the work that they do. That's the CCO life lesson of the show. I like to use that stamp again. It makes me happy.
That's very good. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, you were going to write a little bit of a night before Christmas.
I was working so hard. It had Sweat Socks and Max Crandell. That's why that's on the mind.
Oh.
But I couldn't get there.
You were laid up, let's say.
Yes.
I got your back for at least 10 seconds because I got at least 2 lines of it done in my head.
Hit him.
Okay. Maybe some Christmas music backup or something. Whatever you and or Joe have.
Okay.
I'm going to put it on you, though, because I want it to be on the podcast and you edit that.
Yes.
Okay. It's the night before Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
And all through the house, I'm walking around with a lisp because Klauth punched me in the mouth. I have no teeth from a season's beatings. It hurt so bad. Next turn, I'm thinking about cheatings. I hope this deck... How does it go next? I hope this deck doesn't stomp my dink into the ground. Because I'm... something, but I still got pound. I lost it.
But it was a solid effort. Here,
solid effort for the first 3 or 4 lines of the
fantastic
CCO's night before Christmas. Oh, I didn't even include anything about eggnog. What rhymes with nog?
Grog.
Grog?
Fog. Slog.
Slog.
Bog.
Brando played against this deck, and he was playing Turgid and drinking eggnog. The whole game turned into a giant slog.
Sure.
Ryan was playing Lord of Tressorhorn and was doing nothing. So on his phone, he was looking at something that rhymes with horn. Let's do the deck.
I understand. Okay, yeah, the deck.
I
Sure.
can't say that on the show because then YouTube will flag it.
Oh, yeah, we'll get in trouble. YouTube algorithms are just terrible.
Yeah, YouTube. It's a
Don't-
whole thing.
I don't even like them very much.
Well, I suppose. Where should we start? Because we've got some themed categories.
Well, before we get to the themed stuff, let's just get to the regular deck stuff.
Sure.
And we'll bang through all the ramp. Because as you know, if you're going to take off with a dragon-powered nuclear accelerated sled...
You need a giant ramp.
Yes.
This isn't... Ramp in this case isn't short for rampant growth. It's exactly a ramp.
Yes.
We've
it's
taken the physical cards and glued them together and strapped them together with string
ramp.
and made a ramp.
And that ramp is made out of Wild Growth Great Henge, Soul Ring, Savage Ventmaw, there he is. Rampant Growth, Migration Path, Harrow, Goreclaw, Terror of Calcisma, Frontier Siege, Farseek, Domri, Anarch of Bolas, Bear Umbra, Arcane Signet. All those things do something to get you some mana so you can play shit.
Of note, Savage Ventmaw is a dragon, probably relevant. Goreclaw, Terror of Calcisma makes your 4-drops or greater cost less?
Power 4 or greater, guys.
Power 4 or greater. And Bear Umbra actually goes infinite with another card in the deck.
Of course.
Which I did already mention.
Of course it does.
And you could also play Sword of Feast and Famine to also go infinite with the Hellkite Charger that we
Yes.
talked about.
Yeah, and-
because Bear Umbra, when you attack,
It untaps all your land.
yeah.
Yeah, and also there's a Great Hand, which is a totally fair and balanced magic card, was not a mistake, and does exactly what an artifact that costs 2 should do. I think.
More or less.
Yes.
Should we kick it over to the cards?
Now let's do the removal too.
Sure.
Let's do the removal real fast too. We have Klauth's Will, Colony Ambush, Jaya's Immolating Inferno, Druid of Putrefaction, Decimate, Chaos Warp, Beast Within. All of those kill things or multiple things.
And include Decimate, your favorite card. I wonder if that's in there just for you.
Truth?
Truth?
Second favorite card.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because Brash Taunter was not printed when I made that list. Brash Taunter is now my favorite card.
List of Brando's top one favorite card.
Brash Taunter.
Brash Taunter. That's the whole list.
That's the whole list. What else do you
whole
need? So many people are putting up those things like, what's the card that the number one duo of Magic? And then it's you and your favorite card. And it's like,
You just have 2 Brash Taunters.
yeah, exactly.
Not even you.
I'm not even there. It's just, there's that picture that somebody photoshopped my face onto a Brash Taunter, and there's a Brash Taunter.
Ah, yes. Very good.
Yes.
Okay.
Now we should kick it over to the cards.
Kick it
I
over to the
suppose.
cards. Yeah, and we've got some themes. Some
Themes.
themed cards.
Yes. All right, Ryan. So we've got Santa Claus in his sleigh, pulled by his 9 fucking dragons, as they're called in
Yes.
the list, or his happy reindeer.
Very happy.
And then we've got some other. Should we start with them, and we can do Dancer and Mittens and Craptoe and whatever the hell their names are?
I was definitely going to try and give them names. Like Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Comet, Blixen, Donnet, Cupid, Vixen. Got that right?
That's at least some of them.
Yes.
That's some of them.
I'm going to give them new CCO names.
Okay, let's start with Poonvara Hellkite.
Poonvara Hellkite, 6/6 for 8, flying. Whenever a dragon attacks, get a 6/6 dragon onto the battlefield. I'm going to call this guy Basher instead of Dasher.
Okay.
Okay.
Thunderbutt Hellkite.
Thunderbutt Hellkite, 5-drop, 5/5 flying haste, enters the battlefield. It deals 1 damage to each creature with flying your opponent's control. Tap those creatures. I'm going to call this guy Fister. So we got Basher, Fister,
Terror of the Peaks.
Terror of Your Mother's Peaks. 5/4 flyer. Spells your opponent's control that target them cost 3 life more to cast. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, Terror of the Peaks deals damage equal to that creature's power to any target.
Jace.
This is going to be, what do we got? Basher, Fister. This is going to be Stomper.
Okay. Okay.
Mostly of dinks.
Yes.
Okay.
Skyline Despot.
5/5 for 7. You become the Monarch flyer. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you're the Monarch, create a 5/5 red dragon creature token with flying.
Jesus.
This guy's going to be Slapper.
Yep, I could see that one coming. Makes sense. Scourge of Valky. Or Valkis, if you will.
Yes. 4/4 for 5 flyer. Whenever Scourge of Valkis or another dragon enters the battlefield under your control, it deals X damage to any target where X is the number of dragons you control. What's this guy going to be? This guy's going to be Spreader.
Spreader?
Like Shredder, except Spreader.
Or Blaster. Like your butt.
No, we still got guys.
All right.
This guy's going to be Spreader. Also of, yeah, Spreader.
Yep. Old Gnawbone.
Oh, man. This guy's name's going to be Boner. 7/7 flyer. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, you get that many treasure tokens.
This creature's ridiculous.
This guy's going to be frickin'...
I guess technically Old Gnawbone is a she.
Oh, so the Boner is not only accurate in terms of what she's going to do to you, but it's also ironic?
Yes.
Okay. Well, there's some irony in your life.
We found irony.
See yesterday's show.
Yeah.
If you ever want irony in your life, by the way, just drive around in your car with a 4-year-old. We were just driving on a country back road the other day, and like there was a couch that must have fallen out of somebody's truck, and there was a couch kind of like half on the side of the road, half in the ditch, and it was like the most amazing and funny thing ever to a 4-year-old because it's ironic that it's there because it's not supposed to be, and it turned into like a really funny thing. Like, how did it get there? Must have fallen out of somebody's truck. Was it not strapped in? Were they going to the dump? Was somebody riding it like behind a snowmobile?
What? How do you not notice that?
It looked
There
like
are
it was
things that can fall out of a truck and you don't notice. There are.
like a tin can or something.
Sure, but your couch? There's no way a couch falls out of a truck and you don't notice. There's zero chance of that.
Never mind. We were driving on a different road and there was a whole piano in the ditch.
Well, that was abandoned. If it was off on like another grid road, that's abandoned.
No, it looked similar to the couch. Like it fell out and then it just got left.
So they were abandoned. They have to be. They were pushed out the back of the truck. They had to have been.
Or they fell out and the driver and their comrades just didn't care.
Yeah.
Because they're too heavy to lift back into a truck.
So we put it in the truck. It fell out of the truck. That's its
Sure.
home now.
Anyways, Old Gnawbone.
Boner. Laughless Dragon Queen.
Whenever another dragon enters the battlefield under your control, you get a 5/5 dragon. So you get like dragon.
Double Dragon.
Double drag, yeah. Double drag. That's what I'm gonna call this one.
Okay.
Oh, other dragons you control have fire breathing as well. Like they get bigger. That's Lathless's ability.
Dragons you control get +1/+1 until end of turn. Fire breathes your whole dragon team.
Yes.
Inferno of the Starmonts.
Oh man, yes. 6/6. Can't be countered. Flying haste for 6. +1/+0 until end of turn. When this creature's power becomes 20 this way, it deals 20 damage to any target. I bet you that happens when you attack with Santa Claus.
Yeah.
This one is going to be 20-inch.
Nice.
You do not Google the last two names.
And the last one is Drakuseth.
Oh, yeah. When it attacks, it deals 4 damage, 3 damage, and 3 damage.
Yes.
What was the name that you gave the one?
Blaster?
Blaster. This is Blaster because it's going to blast people.
All right.
It's going to give people the old 3-finger blast. 3 and then 4, then 4. No, 4, then 3, then 3.
Yes. It's like the minivan, but the compact car followed by the overfull motorcycle followed by the clown car.
Oh, no. This is the compact car followed by the clown car followed by the motorcycle with the sidecar on it.
There we go. Got there. We did it.
Don't Google any of those
No,
things,
no.
especially not the minivan.
Or the clown car.
Oh, I didn't even know that was a thing.
Oh, man, the clown car is a way worse thing than the minivan. There's our Christmas gift to you. Now you know that, and you can avoid it at all costs.
Because you will definitely avoid it at all costs.
Yeah, I fully believe in our listening audience. They will definitely avoid that particular thing on the
Okay,
internet.
well, Blaster, Fister, Stomper, Boner, 20-incher, Double Drag,
Spreader.
and well, Blaster again if I missed that one. I don't know if I got them all, but
We got enough. We got enough
Stomper,
of them.
Slapper, got them all.
Yeah, they're there. We did it. We got there.
All right.
All right, now let's say, because you got to fly all around the whole Earth.
Yes.
Okay, now these dragons are big. They're beefy. They're pretty jacked.
Yep.
But maybe they need to be beefier and more jacked.
More jacktier.
Bigger and stronger so that they can pull the sled at the 18 times speed of light that Santa Claus has to go in order to deliver beatings to each and every child that needs one.
Yes. That was a legit laugh. That was a funny ass line right there.
So we got to get them. We got to power them up.
Power up.
Power up, baby.
Let you do this one.
So if you ever want to, we just talked about the Inferno of the Starmonts just 20ing somebody real quick. I do it in one of my decks by Xenagosing them first.
Xenagos them and then add one more red to get them there, right?
Yeah, I forget. I had it actually figured out with math, and I have it written down somewhere. How many red do I have to sink into Inferno with a Starmont so it becomes an 18 when I Xenagos it, so I can do 2 more and kill somebody?
Oh yeah, you got like a cheat sheet.
Yep. 'Cause math is important, but Xenagos
Makes them double big.
and haste, very important. The
Not
haste is
terrible, yeah.
unnatural growth.
Hey, check out CCO's most recent top 5 in 5 where we said that this was a good pickup from Midnight Hunt.
The green, 1. At the beginning of each combat, double the power and toughness of each creature you control. Each combat. That includes your opponents. Also with Klauth, that's going to double the already obscene amount of mana you're making.
Yeah, this is like what's the card? With Klauth and Unnatural Growth, this is like Mirari's Wake on Christmas Crack. There it is. Christmas Crack came up in the Discord the other day.
Yes. And Kamal Heart of Krosa is the last one. That's a 5/5 for friggin' 8. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you overrun your team, and you can pay green 1 to turn a land you control into a 1/1 elemental with Vig, Indestructible, and Haste.
I mean, you overrun your team, so you turn all your land, and then you attack with Klauth, and you get mana back from all those land that you attacked with.
Yeah.
So it's like a huge ritual.
Yeah.
Huge mana. Okay, Now that's powering up. How do we go even faster? Assuming power makes us go faster, power is usually the measure of how quickly work is done.
Right.
Mac can correct me if I'm wrong. I think he's an engineer. I think he's a welder.
Yeah, welding isn't really... Does welding make things go faster?
Well, if you weld a rocket onto something.
Point taken. So what do rockets do? They make you go really fast. So let's talk about going fast.
Sarkhan Vol. This is -2 target creature until end of turn gets haste and stuff something.
+1 creatures you control get +1/+1 and haste until end of turn.
Oh yeah, that's the only one we care about, right?
-2 you threaten a thing.
Oh, I don't care.
Whatever. -6 you get 5/4/4 dragons with flying.
I'm gonna +1 him all day.
Yeah, he used to. I think he was a Groll win condition way back in the day because
he was in that Jund deck in standard, like in a Lara block, right?
Exactly. You'd ultimate Sarkhan to get your 5 dragons, then you'd play another one and +1/+1 those 5 dragons to turn them into 5/5s with haste and win. That was
It's pretty cool.
That was the line of play. That obviously isn't applicable here. We also have a Rhythm of the Wild.
Yeah, you choose +1 or haste when your creature enters the battlefield.
So good.
Yep.
Fires of Yavimaya.
Gives everything haste. You can sack it to give +2 to a guy.
Dragon Tempest.
Any pump spell gives you mana. Just remember that.
Yes.
Okay, Dragon Tempest now.
Yes.
This is a win con. Whenever a creature with flying enters the battlefield under your control, it gains haste until end of turn.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all of them, FYI, except for like Xenagos.
Yes.
It's all of them. Whenever a dragon enters the battlefield under your control, because why not?
Of course.
It deals X damage to a creature or player where X is the number of dragons you control, which is going to be lots.
Yes.
Neat.
Cool.
Okay. We need something to burn. Assuming we have some form of magical engine or some steam-powered coal burning something, or we just have to smash magic cards directly into a fuel tank, we've got Fuel for the Fire.
These are things that draw us cards.
Yeah, sure.
Yes. So the cards that we smash up and shove into the engine to create fusion, we will then draw them back with these cards.
Yeah, let's just go through these pretty quick because most of them are known quantities.
Valakut Awaken.
You just get, it's like a wheel for yourself.
See the Unwritten.
Top 8 cards of your library and you get a creature card.
Yep. And then if you have Ferocious, you can put a creature into play.
Sure, that's going to make dragons cost less.
Rishgar's Expertise.
Draw equal to your biggest guy.
Return of the Wild Speaker.
Draw equal to your biggest guy again.
Null Spine Dragon.
Oh, baby. post-combat Nullspine Dragon, or post 4 or 5 dragons or protoss. When it enters the battlefield, discard your hand. I'm listening. And draw cards equal to the damage dealt to target opponent this turn. I don't know. 15? 40? Sure.
Why not? Hunter's prowess.
Until end of turn, target creature gets +3, gains trample, and whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, draw that many cards.
I love when it says do that many somethings. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I'm going to hit you for 22. Oh, what are you going to do then? Make 22 mana, draw 22 cards. No big deal.
Just wait until we get to our last section. Wait until we get to our last section and we drew 22 and made 22 mana. Just wait.
Yeah, just hang on a second. Hunter's Insight.
Target creature you control, draw that many cards when it hits you.
Yep. Escape the Wilds.
X of the top 5 of your library, you can play, you can get them this turn.
Have you put Crackhead Kool-Aid Man on there yet?
No.
Because you really should. Like just a demented looking Kool-Aid Man with like a lighter and some matches in both hands. Just like, because he's so mad. He's melting holes through walls now because he's sick of breaking them with his face.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. That'd be so good.
And you can play extra lands. So essentially you draw 5 cards to exile and you can play them this turn. And remember, we're going to have like 22 mana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dragon Mage.
Oh, baby. 5/5 for 7. When Dragon Mage deals combat damage to a player, each player discards their hand, then draws 7.
Oh.
That's Wheel of Dragon.
Yep.
Dragon Wheel.
Wheel of Drag.
Yes.
Ooh, Wheel of Drag. That sounds like a RuPaul Drag Race spinoff.
Yeah, that sounds like a show.
Wheel of Drag, yeah.
Wheel of Drag. Okay, we're not quite ready to use all of that mana yet. We've still got a couple things. We've got some getter backers and some Signal the Boys. and we've got some themes to build around here. So Signal the Boys, these are like the airport people.
Like the elves.
Yeah, the elves at the ramp that we built.
Yes.
With the little traffic cone things pointing where to go with that light up, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So these are Birds of Paradise, Sakura Tribe Elder, Somber Walls Sage, which taps for 3 mana, but you can only cast creatures with it.
Yep.
And Goblin Anarchomancer, which makes red and green spells cost 1 less.
We named him in Vegas. Like
I
there's
know, but
Steve and Tim. It's Phil.
Oh, is that what it is?
Phil. Phil is you heard it here first. Spread that around. Let's see if we can get into the nomenclature of magic. Goblin Archaeomancer.
Anarchomancer.
Anarchomancer. Phil.
Why Phil?
Filthy Phil. Well, look at him.
Filthy Phil. That's what it was. I remember.
Look at him. He looks like a Phil.
Filthy Phil. That's what it
Like
is.
that's his name. Like when you
Okay.
look at that guy, his name is Phil.
Filthy Phil. Welcome. Sounds like a Patreon nickname. Phil, if you're out there, patreon.com/CCO podcast. Okay. And our getter backers.
Underwear breach.
Well, hold on.
Because you're going so fast.
You blow your own pants up. Or you're going so fast that you shit your pants.
Or you're going so fast you shit somebody else's pants.
Oh, see Commander Cookout episode 5.
Yes.
Still my son's favorite story of all time. Let's paint the picture though. Backdraft Hellkite is here.
Okay.
Whenever he attacks, each instance and sorcery card in your graveyard gain flashback equal to their mana cost until end of turn.
Sure.
This is the dragon that flies behind the sled to pick up all the stuff that flies out.
Yes.
We blow the doors right off. Yes. And he's got the next 4 spells are like little grabby hands on accordions, like Dr. Seuss inventions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's picking stuff up out of the air. So when you crap your pants and it flies out the back of the sled, the backdraft Hellkite's unfortunate job is he has to catch it.
He's the guy. He's on Dirty Jobs with Mike Rowe.
Yes. What's your job? Well, I fly behind Santa Claus's sled.
And pick up the shit.
Yeah, when somebody takes a giant dumper, I catch it.
They accelerate so fast that like the solid waste matter in their body gets left behind. They just blast the shit right out of themselves because they move their body forward so fast.
Is there a G at which you could move if that would happen? Now the rest of you would probably fly out your butthole too.
Oh,
right?
you would probably just die.
Yeah. You just
Yeah, because all of the
instantly die.
liquid organs inside your body would just get destroyed. Okay.
The getter backers are Balaged Recovery, Reap, Regrowth, and Underwear Breach.
Yeah, sure.
Those are them.
That's them. Let's move on now.
Okay. So we have all sorts of mana. We have all sorts of ways of getting things back. We've drawn all sorts of cards, and we have all sorts of children nestled snug in their beds that just require a heavy sack beating for the holidays.
That's right. And this category, known as Smash Again, makes every day Christmas. Okay.
We'll start with, we're going to do all of these, even though they all basically do the same thing.
Sure.
Because it's going to be funny. Surge to Victory.
Surge to Victory. 6 mana, exile target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard. Creatures you control get +X/+0 until end of turn, where X is the card's mana value. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player this turn, copy the exiled card. You may cast the copy without paying its mana cost. I wonder what we're going to copy.
Who knows? Now we could do something for the value, like Rishkar's Expertise or Escape to the Wild.
Or we could copy Savage Beating.
Yes, we could. Exactly. Savage Beating is an instant red 3. You can play it only during combat, and you choose one. Creatures you control gain double strike until end of turn, or untap all creatures you control and get an additional combat step. Or you can pay an additional red and 1 to do both.
Both.
Now,
Sure.
if you surge to victory do you get both, or do you only get one?
I believe you would. That's an additional cost. So you can pay additional cost when you cast things without paying their mana cost. And if you copy something that you paid an additional cost for because the effect is added to the effect of that spell, it copies the added effect.
So you cast Savage Beating, picking double strike, surge to victory, getting rid of Savage Beating, giving all of your double striking 5/5s an additional +5/+0. You swing in with 4 of them, let's just say. You hit 4 times.
Surge to Victory is a little bit weird because it's the sorcery and you can only cast Savage Beating during combat.
That is the worst.
But if you're taking extra combats and Savage Beating's already exiled.
Yeah, there you go. So you can't do it all in one turn, which is awful.
You can't yet. This is only the worst day of these kids' lives so far. Let's read the next card.
Relentless Assault?
Untap all creatures that attack this turn. After this main phase, there's an additional combat phase followed by an additional main phase, followed by, I wonder if there's going to be additional combat phases. Morog, Fury of Akum. Give this guy a read. I know you like him.
Love this guy. And he has a circle in his background. Trademark of the artist. Red 4, my favorite mana cost. Let's see why. It's a Minotaur Warrior 6/6. Each creature you control gets +1/+0 for each time it has attacked this turn.
At least twice thus far, and given us some good amounts of mana.
Landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, if it's your main phase, there's an additional combat phase after this phase. At the beginning of that combat, untap all creatures you control.
Plays really well with Escape to the Wilds because you can play an additional land with that card.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. I would even consider Exploration in this deck for the same reason. And you could find some Christmassy pun way to fit that in for this particular episode of Commander Cookout Christmas podcast.
That's Mrs. Claus.
Morag?
Yeah.
Is Mrs. Claus?
Yeah. Mrs. Claus Rag.
I was gonna call her like Maureen. Maureen Fury of Akum.
There we go.
Sure.
Hellkite Charger. We've talked about him lots.
Whenever he attacks, you can pay 7. If you do, untap all attacking creatures. After this combat phase, there's an additional combat. So that just goes infinite, right? With oh no, it doesn't go infinite with Cloth.
No, it goes infinite with like Savage Ventmon, a bunch of other stuff.
And Bear Umbra. And
what? Fury of the Horde, Ryan. Fury of the Horde.
Fury of the Horde is our next combat enabler. You may exile 2 red cards from your hand rather than pay this spell's mana cost.
Uh-oh.
Hey, okay, so we can do it for free if we have lots of cards in our hand after a Rishkar's Expertise. Okay, and those things gain flashback if we got our Backdraft Hellkite.
Yeah.
Okay, untap all creatures that attack this turn. After this main phase, there's an additional combat phase followed by an additional main phase. Of note, if Backdraft Hellkite gives this flashback, we can't flash it back by exiling 2 cards from our hand because that's an alternative cost. You can't flash back alternative cost with an alternative cost. It's the same thing that when you cast like a Snapcaster, you can't exile a blue card and pay 1 life to counter a spell with Force of Will from your graveyard. You give Force of Will an alternative casting cost ability with flashback, and that's what you have to cast it for.
Okay.
In this deck, probably won't matter because
No.
we can continue casting, or we can cast Fury of the Horde for nothing, and then backdraft Hellkite, get an extra combat step, cast it again, get an extra combat step, all while just pounding up the mana.
And speaking of
Piling up the mana,
no,
I
we're,
should say.
we're pounding up mana. That's what we're
Okay.
doing. Speaking of pounding, there's one more.
There is.
Scourge of the Throne.
Scourge of the Throne. This is a flying dethroner, so whenever he attacks the guy with the most life, he gets a +1.
Yeah, that's the least of these kids' worries at this point. Okay, like at this point, the roof has come off the house. The walls have all fallen down sideways.
Just the chimneys standing left.
It's just the chimney, like that house that blew up over on Clarence Avenue. And they're just sitting there like, oh my God, I wish Krampus was here to shove me inside of a Christmas decoration and hang me on a tree.
Instead of Santa Claus.
Yeah, instead of Santa Claus being here to just beat me to death. Okay.
And Scourge of the Throne's actual ability, which is whenever Scourge of the Throne attacks for the first time each turn, if it's attacking the player with the most life, untap all creature, and you attack again. Now, the only thing about this is it triggers when it attacks for the first time each turn.
Yeah.
So you can't farm this ability with multiple combats and getting additional multiple combats by just switching who you attack.
I wish you could.
But I'm willing to bet, and Mac can confirm on Discord or on Twitter or in the YouTube comments, or all three places, that probably I attack one player and they die. And then I get another combat and I attack that player and they die. Because all of our dragons are going to have haste. And they're all going to just build on Dragon Tempest and deal damage. And they're all going to get fire breathing from Lathlis. And each time we attack and get more mana, we're just going to keep killing our opponents harder.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Why kill him when you can kill him more? That is the Grohl motto.
Yeah, everybody's like, "Oh, that's win more," and you're like, "Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's the point.
That's the point.
Yeah.
That's the point of Christmas.
Yeah.
Is to win more."
Why 50 somebody when you can 40 them? Because then you 50'd them.
Yeah, and why 50 somebody when you can 500 them?
Correct. Right? Why draw 20 cards when you can draw 100 cards?
Well,
Maybe don't draw 100 cards.
Maybe don't draw 100 cards, but
You get my meaning.
yeah.
Everybody understands what I mean.
And that's the deck.
That's the whole deck.
Yeah. I love it. I'm happy we did it. I'm happy that we got submissions. Please keep sending them in. We keep everything, whether it be on Discord, because Discord keeps it for us, or we keep everything in a certain inbox in our email, which we're going to maybe dig into in the new year and find some.
We're going to mailbag some stuff. There's some cool stuff in there.
Yeah, and you know what? If you've got show topics or whatever, yesterday's episode we talked about doing a whole episode just on Turgid. So if you want to contribute, like the Discord is the best way to do that because that's where we see all of the best ideas get developed because it's kind of like we can crowdsource that to all the smart people in the nation that are frankly more creative than us. But if you do have anything that you'd like to send in on Twitter, at CCO Podcast, at CCO Brando, commandercookout@gmail.com, all great places and free places to submit stuff.
Yeah, anything you want to hear us rant about, just tell us and we'll do it.
Yeah, and we'll have to have a whole show worth of stuff like that, like a mailbag, or if there's something that seems like it's got some substance to it. Lots of times I get an idea like that and I'll ask a question on the Discord and that's how it'll develop into an idea. But full credit for you if you submit an idea like that, like a fledgling idea
Yeah.
that turns into an episode.
Plant the seed, man.
That's it.
That's how you get all sorts of neat plants or I guess that's really all that grows out of seeds, hey, is plants.
Well,
Are there other things that grow from seeds?
You could call things a seed. That
Yeah, but like
aren't
an actual-
technically a seed.
It has to be a seed that you plant in the ground. I don't think anything else grows out of a seed but a plant.
Well, I guess let us know in the comments.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it is to be a plant. Is it you come from a seed? Oh, this got deep.
We went way too deep, man.
Our eyebrows were so low, smashing people with dragons, and now we're talking about like the philosophy of what it is to be a plant. That is
To be or not to be is the question that we ask often here on Commander Cookout Podcast, and we are to be because you guys allow us to be, and we appreciate you and Fusion Gaming Online GameRadio.com. Source for all your gaming needs, giving us the opportunity to be here in your ear holes and your eye holes and any other hole in which you like to intake the show.
Very much so. Do you have any Christmassy final thoughts of the day? Any last season's beatings that you'd like to throw out there?
Well, I think we've delivered all the beatings that we need. Like,
Yeah,
kids are crying.
Kids or otherwise.
Yeah, like they're sad, and that's fun for us, I guess. I don't know how we ended up here, but it is where we have ended up. Crying children being fun in the nation. Who knew? But I think that all we want to do is from editor Joe and T Coates and Rebecca and Valor and Kyla and Ryan and myself and everybody else in the nation. Happy holidays to everybody out there. Thank you for being with us through yet another year, and we are going to be back next week with our year-end wrap-up show on the next episode of Commander Cookout Podcast. Hit our theme song!